Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second day of July 2022. Well, it is 15 degrees and raining right here in Brisbane, where we are broadcasting from. Well, today is the weekend edition, and there's so much that's happening in this weekend, but what's happening with this rain? So, we'll find out a little bit later on. Right now, let's go to our top stories for today. And don't forget that today we also have that very special program, Aapki Sehat, the presentation of Indian Medical Association of Queensland, and brought to you, put together by Cyril Fernandez. That's coming up at 10, and we've got a wonderful interview lined up in that segment for today. But for now, here's the top stories, courtesy of ABC.
The top stories now on Weekend Breakfast, and Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has hailed a fresh start in diplomatic relations with France after his first one-on-one meeting with Emmanuel Macron in Paris. The relationship deteriorated last year when the Morrison government scrapped a $90 billion submarine contract with France in favour of the AUKUS deal.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has appealed against the British government's decision to extradite him to the United States. Mr Assange is facing 18 charges in America, including for spying over WikiLeaks' release of confidential US military records and cables. The High Court must now give approval for the appeal to be heard.
Ukraine's president has accused Russia of terrorism after a missile strike killed 21 people in a residential tower. The attack targeted the Black Sea port of Odessa, one day after the retreat of Russian forces from Snake Island. President Zelensky says the strike was purposely aimed at civilians in retaliation for recent Russian defeats.
And Australian Jason Kubler has eased into the Wimbledon third round. The 29-year-old qualifier needed just 2 minutes to finish his defeat of Denis Novak after the match was postponed yesterday due to rain.
And thank you very much for that news update. Right now, coming back to Queensland here, Anastasia Palaszczuk is unconcerned by the integrity report findings. Here's that report.
Stepping back into the spotlight.
Happy to take some questions.
2 days after the Coldrake report laid bare an atmosphere of fear in the public sector, tolerance to bullying, pressure to moderate advice and attempts to suppress public records.
I embrace it. It doesn't trouble me. I embrace it. I asked for this. No, I embrace it, and we are going to implement it.
I'm troubled that the Premier has read this review and is not troubled by it, because everyone else is.
Professor Peter Coldrake says tone is set at the top, and today the woman at the top for the past 7 years faced a barrage of questions. After being unavailable yesterday, she says she had urgent dental surgery.
Look, I just had to get it done, all right? I'm sorry.
Asked if she took responsibility for the poor culture exposed in the report.
I think we all need to take responsibility, and we will get this fixed.
Regular staff training will be key.
If people don't know what they can and can't do, it's a bit hard to criticise them.
She didn't apologise for any of these things that happened under her watch over the last 7 years.
As for the public servants who spoke out about right to information requests.
How can people trust your government when Mr Coldrake brought up the fact that there are staff who are going out of their way to suppress documents and right to information requests, and they're worried about stuff ending up...
But he's strengthening the Information Commissioner, so, I mean, this is good. This is good because he's strengthening all of these integrity bodies.
The decay in transparency in this state doesn't need a clean and polish. It needs full-blown root canal.
Lobbyists will no longer be able to work as political campaigners, as happened at the last state election.
I accept that perceptions could have been negative around that, and it's ruled out. It'll never happen again.
Most cabinet documents will now be made public within 30 days instead of 30 years in a bid to answer criticisms of a lack of openness and transparency. The move is aimed at preventing the government hiding behind the guise of cabinet confidentiality. Professor Coldrake says it will help maintaining public trust in decision making. Kate McKenna, ABC News.
And of course, when you look at that, there's so much that really needs to come out to the top. And should be concerned, when the Premier says he's not concerned at all, well, the concern should be there that the report is there and that we will be implementing things that have been happening if we're going to implement things, that means there were things that were not right, and there is a room for concern there as well. But right now, looking at that, Hannah Clark case, coroner says agencies failed to recognise the threat that was there.
Little could have been done to save Hannah Clark and her 3 children. That's the devastating determination a coroner has made. The 31-year-old and her 2 daughters, Aaliyah, Layana and her son Trey, were murdered by her estranged husband in February 2020. An inquest heard Rowan Baxter was a jealous and vindictive man who decided to steal 3 lives after realising he'd lost total control. In handing down her findings, the coroner said, "I find it unlikely that any further actions taken by police officers, service providers, friends or family members could have stopped Baxter from ultimately executing his murderous plans. He was not mentally ill, he was a master of manipulation." The coroner found despite his act of atrocity, Ms Clark showed astounding bravery in her final moments, trying to save the children from her burning car and making sure authorities knew who was responsible. The coroner choked back tears as she offered condolences to Hannah's parents.
I think he underestimated how much a mother will fight and how strong a mother is. He didn't love the children like she did. He had no idea what a mother will do.
The inquest probed Ms Clark's dealings with police and DV services in the lead-up to her death, and the coroner found although there were some missed opportunities by officers and support workers, for the most part it was appropriate. However, every agency she spoke to failed to recognise she was at extreme risk of being murdered. The coroner said this came down to a lack of education about non-violent forms of domestic violence, recommending urgent face-to-face comprehensive training for officers.
This is what we've been asking for and need.
We agree with all her findings, not just for Queensland, but we think for every state in Australia. It's not just a Queensland problem.
A trial for a DV-specific police station has been recommended to be staffed by specialist officers, lawyers and workers from both Queensland Health and Child Safety.
Just all the different services working together, I think's a dream.
So victims have everything they need in one place. Talissa Saganto, ABC News, Brisbane.
Well, looking at that, it is quite unfortunate and that we had failed to recognise the threat. The numbers there, once again, 1800 Respect and, of course, Lifeline 13 11 14. So if you ever in doubt, please do reach out. Well, right now, the federal government has been forced to deal with big international challenges.
The Albanese government's hit the ground running, meeting key foreign leaders,
deepening our defence and maritime cooperation. We're linked not just by geography, we are linked by choice.
And pivoting to the Pacific in its early days in power.
Permanent Secretary for Defence.
Amid an ongoing energy crisis, it signed off on its target for carbon emissions cuts.
Done.
And was buoyed by a hike to the minimum wage.
A 5.2% increase.
A pay rise of $40 a week.
But it faces a growing number of challenges, such as the rising costs of mortgages, food and fuel. When quizzed how they'll fix things, ministers usually hammer home variations on a constant theme.
You don't fix 10 years in 10 days.
There's no point mincing words about the sorts of conditions that we have inherited.
Most Australians will probably accept that message for now, but soon enough we'll start expecting the government to take ownership of these thorny topics. And in almost every policy area, ministers are going to be somewhat constrained by the state of the budget, which has no surpluses in sight and gross debt peaking at well over $1 trillion. The books have a structural problem. We're spending more than we're taking in.
We've baked in higher spending on things like aged care, defence, the NDIS, yet we haven't shifted at all in terms of our tax base. So we have an ongoing gap that potentially gets worse in a world where interest rates continue to creep up, and that's really the heart of the fiscal challenge.
Danielle Wood from the Grattan Institute says the government needs to start a difficult conversation over the next year about how the Commonwealth can pay for all the services Australians expect. But Labor's election commitment was not to raise taxes or have new ones except on multinationals, so cutting spending is the only other short-term option for reducing debt.
I expect the October budget will be simply about delivering on the promises that they took to the election. I think by the time we get to next May, those fiscal challenges are going to be really starting to bite, and I think tax has to be on the agenda. That may just be making the case for changes that the government might take to the next election.
Repairing the budget bottom line is politically challenging, but economists warn if the government doesn't start taking action in the coming years, then the nation could find it much tougher to respond to unexpected shocks. The Russian invasion of Ukraine is helping drive economic uncertainty across the globe, and next week the Prime Minister will likely be urged to do more to support the war-torn country at a larger-than-usual NATO summit.
Look, we need more artillery pieces, we need more 155 ammunition for that artillery, howitzers. You've supplied 6 of those, they're good, we need more. We get 40 Bushmasters, it would be great to get another 20, so we make it 16 total.
Bushmaster – це австралійська бронемашина MRAP-класу.
The Bendigo-built troop-carrying vehicles have been gratefully received, and Ukraine is hoping for a formal announcement on further assistance, possibly even in Kiev, if Anthony Albanese takes up an offer to visit the country's president.
I think it's coming that we'll get a young boy called a Bushmaster. And I think it's coming. Bushmasters is probably the most recognized brand name of Australia in Ukraine right now, because if you mention Australia, the next thing you hear, Bushmasters.
During his European tour, the Prime Minister will also stop in Paris, where he hopes to further repair relations with French President Emmanuel Macron, after recently reaching a compensation agreement over the scuttled submarine program. But amid the pomp and pageantry he'll be showered with on the trip, he's being urged to remain focused on Australia's biggest foreign policy challenge, an emboldened China.
They're trying to push us around and coerce us in our own region of immediate strategic concern. What will we do and what will America do if Xi Jinping says, OK, my friend Putin is keeping America and NATO Europe really preoccupied, and this will go on for some years, maybe now is the time for me to strike Taiwan.
The new Triforce arrangement will facilitate a comprehensive, layered defence strategy.
Paul Dibb was the main author of the 1987 Defence White Paper, which focused on how Australia could protect itself. The highly regarded intelligence analyst says our region today is arguably as unpredictable as any time since the end of the Second World War.
Our Prime Minister, our Foreign Minister and our Defence Minister need to keep in the centre deep of their minds, deeply etched in, their first priority is the defence of this country. That has to be their first priority.
Defence has to be the first priority. Ladies and gentlemen, right now we'll go to a very special interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this very exciting segment. And today we're going to be talking about something which is upcoming, Sai Baba Palki Festival. And it's part of Guru Purnima 2022. And to talk about that, we have in the studio with us a very, very special guest today, Guru Sai Saileshwarji, and of course, Marina Chand. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Namaste.
And it's wonderful to have you here in the show, and there's so much that we have to talk about, and it is exciting things that's happening. But before we begin, and just for the benefit of all our viewers and listeners, could you please tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you two do?
Sure. Do you want to go first?
Yes, I'm Guruji Sai Saileshwara. Originally, I'm from Fiji, but I've been living in Australia for the last 30 years now, almost. I'm a Hindu priest. A motivational speaker, a numerologist, a holistic counselor, and also I do one-on-one consultation on counseling and also family counseling as well. So we run up a small temple down here in Virginia. So yeah, that's my introduction.
And for me, my name's Marina. My day job is I'm the co-founder of a large multicultural health social enterprise. So I'm a social entrepreneur. We provide health services to people locked out of the health system. So we have a very strong focus on human rights in health. We have about 70 staff, and we work all across Brisbane, but also Queensland. We run a number of helplines as well. And I'm also a published author, which is a very recent thing, and it's very exciting for me to finally be to be able to call myself a published author. So that's me.
Which is called IPO Soul, and also Soul Sounds. We do lots of music programs, and also we help a lot of community as well as community leaders.
That's kind of us.
To find out about all the things that you two do and are involved with. So, of course, looking at all of those things that you do, are there any other programs, festivals, or things that you do on a regular basis?
Yes, we've got 2 regular programs. One is a meditation program every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m, which is at Raw Power Yoga in Albion. So if you would like to learn how to meditate, please come on down. And we also do a Sai Baba Arati program every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, and that's at the Virginia State School. So that's on the north side, very centrally located and right next to the train station, the Virginia train station. And a lot of people on the north side come along to that on a weekly basis.
And once again, that is a wonderful program that you are running there, and of course providing that facility for the devotees and people who come and join in. So that is such a great service. And of course, when you mentioned the other things that you two are involved in as well, which is just amazing. So you are here to speak about an upcoming event, which is very exciting. So it's something that many people might not know about. So could you shed some more light on that? Could you please tell us about this upcoming exciting event?
Shall I talk about it first?
Yes,
so, as what we mentioned, we have a small Sai Baba temple and we do a Sai program every week. So the highlight for us for the whole year is Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima is a beautiful festival, and of course it happens at full moon. So for 2 years we couldn't have a Guru Purnima festival because of the pandemic. So we're coming back bigger and stronger this year. So on the 9th of July, which is a Saturday, we're having the Palki Festival. There's kind of 3 parts to the festival because we really wanted to include as many people as possible. So it's a very family-friendly event and it's completely free. So the first part of the festival is a family fair. It starts at 3 p.m. Yes. So there's going to be a lot of free activities for the whole family. So for the kids, there's going to be everything from the obligatory jumping castle, face painting. But we also do something different. We have Australian wild animals there. So if you've never held a python around your neck, come on down and have a photo taken. So there's going to be fantastic stuff for the kids. For the parents, at that time, we've got a multicultural market. So everything from Indian clothes, henna tattoos, jewellery, homewares, just a wide variety of stalls. Then we've got a children's program, so that's kind of in the grounds of Virginia State School. Then at 5 o'clock we'll go indoors because the sun will be going down, and then there'll be a children's program. So some of the kids in our community are going to be performing, and we've also got a magic show. So that will take place at 5. Then the big finale happens at 6. So at 6 o'clock we're going to have a beautiful procession, our Palki Festival. Now the Palki Festival, I think the photo behind us in this shot actually shows you what it looked like 2 years ago. So the Palki procession is truly amazing, and I don't say that because I'm one of the organisers. It honestly takes on a life of its own. So there's a lot of dancing, there's drumming, there's singing, and people take turns carrying Sai Baba in the Palki. So we do that, and then we do a procession inside the hall, which is very interfaith and multicultural. So we've got leaders from different religions coming. 2 years ago we had some of the leaders from different religions as well as politicians, and they kind of opened the program with a peace prayer. And then in the evening we've got a beautiful show, so basically a cultural show, everything from Bharatanatyam through to classical singing, Bollywood dancing, and then we finish with an Arati program, and then we have DJ Uri who's going to kind of not let us go home and ask us to dance and basically really celebrate. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. One new thing that we've got this year is we've got a book launch. So that's actually my book, that's now published. So we're launching the book right in the middle of the festival. And the book is called Sai Saleshwar, The Making of a Master, which is actually a biography of this amazing person and his journey from really very humble beginnings in Fiji, becoming sick, being given 6 months to live, and then his journey all around the world where he met his master, and then all the spiritual progress and practices that he underwent to be able to not only to master the illness, but himself. So we're doing a book launch in the middle of all of it, which is very exciting for me personally. And yeah, we've got an amazing program that's still even taking shape right now as we speak.
Yeah. Everybody to come and join us. It would be really nice to see everyone. And you're most welcome to bring all your other friends and families and come and join us and celebrate this beautiful festival.
Yeah, and I guess we just really wanted to highlight that for us it's very much a unity day. It's about all the different communities coming together, whether you are from India or from South Africa, Fiji, Australia, Scotland, South Africa, it really doesn't matter. And in fact, even our weekly Arati program is very multicultural. It's not just for Indians, because of course Baba was very much about the unity of faiths. So that's why we want it to be very inclusive, and it's completely free. So we really hope to see lots of people down there.
And that is once again wonderful, and the message that of unity, and I think Baba's teaching of getting everyone together, Sarva Dharma, bringing all the dharmas together. I think that is just a wonderful message, and it's wonderful to see the furtherance of those objectives, through the activities that you were doing. So, of course, there is always some, ideas and things about any function. So, what is the intention behind this event?
It's very much unity. It's about celebration and unity. So we really want everyone to feel very welcomed and to feel very included. And that's why members of our community are also putting the call out to say, come on down. And it's also about celebration, really. For 2 years, we've all been in our homes behind our masks, and it's time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate the message of unity. It's the only way we're going to survive on this planet, is to really, for us to be unified as a peoples, but also to be unified with the natural environment. We have to feed our mother, who feeds us. And so as a temple community, we do various projects. We've had tree planting projects, etc. So it's very much about that, that you'll kind of see the flavour of that in this festival.
And it is wonderful to see that the flavor is of multicultural nature, of diverse, of unity, and of inclusiveness. And that is so important in today's day and age, because now the whole globe has become a very diverse place. Before, people were more confined to their own areas. Now people move to different places and of course bring with them their own culture and traditions. So everyone else, if we make people aware, if people are culturally aware, then they start appreciating other cultures and not being afraid, and then the us and them mentality then goes away. So I think this program will actually provide that platform. Okay, so it's wonderful, but right now, how do people get in touch with you, or how do people connect with you?
First of all, there's no need to download tickets anymore. At the beginning of when we were promoting this festival, we're asking people to download tickets. There's no need. Just come. On the 9th of July, just come to the school grounds and we'll welcome you with open arms. Of course, we are on social media, so please do have a look. We've got an event there, which is Sai Baba Arati Program Brisbane. You'll see the event there. I'm sure we're going to tag and link in this post once it's all edited. And you can also go to our website, which is saisaleshwara.com.au, and click on festivals, and you'll get all the information. There's posters to download. And after this, we're going around to hang up posters at all the Indian shops and multicultural shops. So have a look out for those as well.
Yeah. And once again, thank you very much for sharing that information with us, and looking forward to this wonderful event. From all that we have had so far, this is going to be a wonderful event. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the Sai Baba Palki Festival, Guru Purnima 2022 on Saturday, 9 July, 3 p.m. with a family fun fair and market, and by 5 p.m. children's program, and 6 p.m. the main Palki Festival. And the location is Virginia State School, 1678 Sengate Road, Virginia. We'll see you all there.
See you there. Thank you so much. Really look forward to seeing you.
Looking forward to see everyone. ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਰਣਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਈ ਸਮਾਜ ਬ੍ਰਿਸਬਨ ਨਾਰਥ ਸਾਈਡ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਪੂਰਨਿਮਾ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਨ ਮੌਕੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਇਨਵੀਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਇਵੈਂਟ 9 ਜੁਲਾਈ ਨੂੰ ਵਰਜੀਨੀਆ ਸਟੇਟ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਨਾਇਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਮਲਟੀ ਕਲਚਰਲ ਔਰ ਇੰਟਰਫੇਥ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਪਰਿਵਾਰਿਕ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਐਕਟੀਵਿਟੀਜ਼ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ ਔਰ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਡਿਲੀਸ਼ੀਅਸ ਫੂਡ ਔਰ ਚਾਹ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਟਾਲ ਲੱਗਣਗੇ ਸਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ ਉਸ ਗੁਰਪੁਰਨਿਮਾ ਦੇ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ
வணக்கம் பிரிஸ்பன் நார்த் சைட் சாய் கம்யூனிட்டி சார்பாக உங்கள் அனைவரையும் குரு பூர்ணிமா விழாவுக்கு அன்புடன் வரவேற்பதில் மகிழ்ச்சி கொள்கிறேன் இந்த விழா ஜூலை மாதம் 9ஆம் தேதி சனிக்கிழமை அன்று வர்ஜீனியா ஸ்டேட் ஸ்கூல் ஹால் 3 மணி முதல் நடைபெற உள்ளது இந்த விழாவில் குழந்தைகளுக்கு பிடித்த ரெப்டைல் ஷோ மேஜிக் ஷோ பெட்டிங் ஜூ ஃபேஸ் பெயிண்டிங் பலூன் ட்விஸ்டிங் ஜம்பிங் காசில் கேண்டி ஃப்ளாஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கிறது இது ஒரு இலவச விழா கண்டிப்பாக எல்லாரும் உங்கள் குடும்பத்துடன் நண்பர்களுடன் வர வேண்டும் வரவேற்கிறோம் தேங்க்யூ
मेरा नाम विमल आनंद है और मैं साई कम्युनिटी नॉर्थ साइड का सदस्य हूं मैं आप सबको गुरु पूर्णिमा महोत्सव के लिए सादर आमंत्रित करना चाहता हूं ये बहुत सांस्कृतिक और पारिवारिक उत्सव है जो 9 जुलाई वर्जीनिया स्टेट स्कूल में 3 बजे से शुरू होगा मैं बहुत उत्साहित हूं इस दिन के लिए क्योंकि हमने सूफी संगीत का आयोजन भी किया है अपनी फ्री टिकट trybooking.com से डाउनलोड करें और #साई बाबा पालकी ब्रिस्बेन 2022 पे अपने आप को टैग करें इंस्टाग्राम पे धन्यवाद
નમસ્તે ભાઈઓ બહેનો વડીલો અને બાળકો હું જીતેન્દ્ર અગ્રાવત આપ સૌને બ્રિસ્બેન સાઈ સમાજ નોર્થ સાઇડ તરફથી આયોજન કરવામાં આવેલ મલ્ટીકલ્ચરલ ઇન્ટરફેથ ફેમિલી ફ્રેન્ડલી ગુરુ પૂર્ણિમા કાર્યક્રમ માટે આમંત્રણ આપવા માગું છું ગુરુ પૂર્ણિમાનો કાર્યક્રમ 9 જુલાઈ શનિવાર બપોરના 3થી રાતના 9 વાગ્યા સુધીનો રહેશે જેમાં 3થી 5ની વચ્ચે ઘણા બિઝનેસ સ્ટોલ રાખવામાં આવેલ છે જેમાં ઇથનિક ક્લોથ જ્વેલરી રાખડી જેવી આઇટમ્સ જોવા મળશે તેમાં બાળકો માટે યુસીમાસ મેસ દ્વારા મેન્ટલ મેસ વિશે માહિતી આપવામાં આવશે સાંજના 6 થી 9ની વચ્ચે સાંઈબાબાની પાલખી અને ત્યારબાદ ડાન્સ અને ગરબાનું આયોજન કરવામાં આવેલ છે તો આપ સૌને જરૂરથી પધારવા ખૂબ ખૂબ ભાવભર્યું આમંત્રણ છે પ્લીઝ ડાઉનલોડ યોર ફ્રી ટિકિટ્સ ફ્રોમ www.trybooking.com/byzkt પ્લીઝ ટેગ યોર સેલ્ફ સાંઈ બાબા પાલખી બ્રિસ્બેન 2022 થેન્ક યુ પ્લીઝ કમ
खम्मा घणी मारो नाम यूरी शेखावत है और आपा शेखावाटी राजस्थान हुआ आपने शहर ब्रिस्बेन के मायने नॉर्थ साइड में निवासी हाँ और आप सब ने आमंत्रित करा आप पधारो साईं बाबा पालकी फेस्टिवल शनिवार 9 जुलाई आप पधारो वर्जीनिया स्टेट स्कूल हॉल फुल फैमिली फ्रेंडली इवेंट डीजे यूरी विल बी देयर प्लेइंग डिवोशनल म्यूजिक followed by full family friendly Bollywood party to finish the night off. तो आप पधारो शनिवार 9 जुलाई #साई बाबा पालकी ब्रिस्बेन 2022 जय माता दी
Hi everyone, this is Abby from the Sai Baba Group on Brisbane's North Side, inviting you to our multicultural, interfaith, family-friendly celebrations of Guru Purnima on July 9th, 2022 at Virginia State School. It's a Saturday, so it's going to be lots of fun and the whole family can come. There's going to be fun fair activities for the kids, including jumping castle, face painting, even some baby animals and reptiles to come and pat. There'll be fabulous cultural experiences through dance, music, there'll be Sufi singing and some amazing dancing that you don't want to miss. Please come and join us and download your tickets at TryBookings and #us at Sai Baba Palaki Brisbane 2022 to join the fun online. See you soon.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the interview and promotion of the Sai Baba Palki Festival. Please do visit that. Well, right now we're going to get a small clip of a promo for India Day Fair. This is in Punjabi. And of course, we know that through India Day Fair, we are targeting every community.
ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਦੇ ਕਈ ਇਲਾਕਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣਾ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਕਰਨਗੇ। ਹਰਭਜਨ ਮਾਨ ਦੇ ਸਿਡਨੀ ਵਿਖੇ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸ਼ੋਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਤੋੜ ਹੰਗਾਰਾ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਕਲਾਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਦੌਰੇ ਤੇ 16 ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਵੱਧ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਉਲੀਕੇ ਜਾਣਗੇ। ਅਤੇ ਦੱਸ ਦਈਏ ਕਿ ਦੇਸੀ ਰੌਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਅਤੇ HM ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਦੀ ਮੇਜ਼ਬਾਨੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ। ਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸੱਭਿਆਚਾਰਕ ਮੇਲਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸਮਾਗਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਮੂਲੀਅਤ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿਰਸੇ ਅਤੇ ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ ਪ੍ਰਤੀ ਮੋਹ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਰਸਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਆਓ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਹਿਯੋਗੀ ਤਲੋਚਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ਼ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ।
ਜੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਵਿਕਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਹਰਭਜਨ ਮਾਨ ਪਿਛਲੇ 20 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸਿਡਨੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਂਟਰਟੇਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਐਤਕੀ ਇੱਕ ਨਵਾਂ ਚੌ ਵੇਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ 2 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਲੋਕਡਾਊਨ ਸੀਗਾ, ਕਰੋਨਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਅੱਛਾ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ। ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਗਾਇਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਨਪਸੰਦ ਹੋਵੇ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ। ਇਹਦੀ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਨਮੋਹਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਕਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਹਾਂਜੀ ਭਾਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ PTC ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਵਿਖੇ ਜੀ।
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਭਾਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ PTC ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਟੀਮ ਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਹਰਭਜਨ ਮਾਨ ਜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ, 20 ਅਗਸਤ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨੇ, ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੰਗੂਰਾ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ, ਕੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਜੀ?
ਮੈਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ 6-7 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਸ਼ੋਅ। ਜਿੰਨਾ ਹੰਗੂਰਾ ਇਸ ਟੂਰ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਕਦੇ ਮਿਲਿਆਗਾ।
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ।
ਤੇ ਇਹ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ, ਸਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ, ਸਾਰਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਈਚਾਰਾ ਵਧਾਈ ਦਾ ਪਾਤਰ ਆ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾਗਾ। ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 6-7 ਮੈਕਸਿਮਮ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਆਰਟਿਸਟ ਦੇ। ਇਸ ਵਾਰ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾਗਾ ਜੀ ਵੀ 16 ਸ਼ੋਅ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ।
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ।
16 ਸ਼ੋਅ ਮਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਨਿਊਜ਼ੀਲੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਯੋਜਿਤ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ।
ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਦੇ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਨਿਊਜ਼ੀਲੈਂਡ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕਿਹੜੇ ਸਬਰਬਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਸੂਬੇ 'ਚ ਪਏ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜੀ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਪਹਿਲਾ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਬ੍ਰਿਸਬੇਨ ਦੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ 1.5 ਘੰਟੇ ਦੀ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਆ ਜੀ, ਟੂਆਂਬਾ।
ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ।
ਉੱਥੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਪਾਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋ ਗਈ। ਪਹਿਲਾ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ 12 ਅਗਸਤ ਨੂੰ। 13 ਅਗਸਤ ਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ ਬ੍ਰਿਸਬੇਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਬ੍ਰਿਸਬੇਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਨਵਾਂ ਕਾਇਮ ਹੋ ਜੇ ਕਰਾਊਡ ਵਾਈਜ਼ ਆਡੀਅנס ਦਾ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਵਾਰ ਜਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਵੀ 30,000 ਦੇ ਆਸ-ਪਾਸ ਆਡੀਅנס ਮਾਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣ ਆਊਗੀ ਬ੍ਰਿਸਬੇਨ 'ਚ। ਇੰਡੀਆ ਡੇ ਫੇਅਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ। ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੜਾ ਸ਼ਾਨਦਾਰ ਵੈਨਿਊ ਆ, ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਬ੍ਰਿਸਬੇਨ ਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਰੋਮਾ ਸਟਰੀਟ ਪਾਰਕਲੈਂਡ। ਤੇ 14 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਲਬਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਮੈਲਬਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜੀ ਆਪਣਾ,
ਮੈਂ ਬੜਾ ਫੈਨ ਹੂੰ ਹਰਭਜਨ ਜੀ का एंड आई एम फ्रॉम बॉम्बे।
ਬਹੁਤ ਇਵੈਂਟਸ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਸਿਡਨੀ 'ਚ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਹਰਭਜਨ ਮਾਨ ਜੀ ਵਨ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਲੀਜੈਂਡ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। 20 ਅਗਸਤ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ।
So there you are, ladies and gentlemen, you know, all about Harbhajan Manji coming here. And of course, in Brisbane, of course, we know that he'll be appearing at the India Day Fair. So, you know, it will be wonderful. I would like to see you all there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all we have for you in this segment. Don't forget that at 10 a.m. we are back with the Aapki Sehat, meaning your health segment, with the Indian Medical Association of Queensland, and that program will be facilitated by Cyril Fernandez. Until then, it's goodbye from us.